Jerm Leather out. Keep it going for Jerm. Let's go. Yeah. Come on out, Jerm.
Love you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, man. This is going to be a crazy intervention, isn't it, boys and girls? Oh, my God. We just want to get you help, Jerm. Oh, my goodness gracious. So, I want to apologize. I know some of the comedians that came up before me were a little crude. There was a lot of dirty talk and foul language. I just want you guys to know that I'm actually known as one of the clean comics in Chico. So, we're going to have a lot of fun, hopefully without any of that filth talk, okay? Okay, good. Now, that being said, you know how when you're a little kid, there's certain things you hate, and then you grow up into being an adult and you start to like those things? And by that same token, there's things that you love when you're a little kid and you grow up to be an adult. You don't like them so much. We all grow as people, right? Like when I was a little kid, I hated anal sex. Just hated it, yeah. I don't know what it is, man. I got older, it's not so bad. I don't mind it so much. These are jokes, people. I still don't like anal sex. Anyways, let me go ahead and move this out of the way so you guys can see me a little better. There you go. Help yourself. First look's free. Everyone bow before the majesty of my beautiful beard. Yes. Come in close and find comfort in its furry folds. Together we will find our way to Beardtopia. People ask me, Jerm, why did you grow that big, beautiful, bushy beard? It's very simple. I grew this beard because when I quit my job and become a hobo, I don't want anything to hold me back. I want to be ready, right? I just want to quit my job, grab my bindle and a bottle of whiskey and start blowing dudes for beans. Just get out there, hoboing it up a little bit, right? I admit I haven't done a lot of hobo research, but I'm pretty sure it's mostly dancing for cigarettes and blowing people for beans, right? Yeah. What I love about that joke is there's never been a hobo in the back of the room like, excuse me, sir. We dance for beans and blow people for cigarettes. Get it right. Just want a little authenticity in your comedy, sir. That's all I'm asking for here. Oh, man. I've given some thought to what I'm going to do if this whole stand-up comedy thing doesn't work out for me. And I think I'm going to get into nursing, you guys. Yeah. The hard part is finding a new mother that's willing to let me do it. That's the part I have trouble with. You gotta shave the beard. Nobody likes a bearded baby, right? Okay, a few of you like bearded babies in the back. That's all right. Not here to kink shame. That's no problem. I was a little nervous about doing stand-up tonight because it had been a little while since I'd been on stage, and my wife said to me, don't worry, baby. It'll be just like riding a bike. I thought about it. I'm like, she's right. Doing stand-up is a lot like riding a bike. It's a lot more fun to do it if you're a little high, first of all. And nobody that you tell you do this will ever be impressed enough to want to fuck you. So, it's just the way it goes. Yep. Yepper-doos. We had to bury my grandmother a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, pretty sad. She thought it was too early, but that dementia cannot be trusted, right? Get in there, Grandma. Shoo-chunk, shoo-chunk, shoo-chunk. Stay in there, Grandma. Oh, my God. So I once performed stand-up comedy at a casino you weren't allowed to smoke cigarettes at, you guys. Yeah, I know. I remember saying a casino you're not allowed to smoke at. What's next, a strip club you're not allowed to cry at? Come on. That's ridiculous right there. Never go to the strip club if I wasn't allowed to think about my mom a little bit. Cry and think about Mom. She's 70 years old, but she does just fine. Don't worry about her, boys and girls. She pays her bills. So if you think about it, weddings are a lot like funerals, right? They're a lot like funerals. First of all, it's a big party that's never really for the guest of honor. It's for everybody else, right? People usually cry at both. And at the end, the guest of honor gets laid. So, yeah. Funerals are a lot like weddings. You guys don't go to the fun funerals, I take it. Yeah. Mine last all night. They're the good ones. They're the good ones. Oh, my goodness gracious. I feel like I can be honest with you guys. I'm going to go ahead and just be honest for the rest of the night with you guys. Something kind of crazy happened to me recently. Over the weekend, my wife fucked my best friend, you guys. Yeah, and my camera batteries died halfway through. Yeah, no, that was rough. You miss those precious moments, ladies and gentlemen. That's one Christmas card Mom's not getting this year. It's sad times, yeah. Sad times. Now, the truth is, though, I am an amateur pornographer, for those of you that don't know. I've filmed over 17 different couples having sex. A few of them were consensually, so I feel like I know what I'm talking about here. Now, it's important, don't tap on the glass and ask the guy to move his ass. Just calmly eat your sandwich in your clown suit and watch through the window. That's how you film a porn, for those of you that didn't know that. And like I said, bring a snack, because if he's a goer, you're going to need something. You don't want to be there all night like I did my first night. It's no fun. It's no fun at all. I used to work an office job. Anybody else here ever had an office job? Ugh, gross. I don't like them. They put you in a freaking teeny tiny cubicle. And what do you do with your cubicle, boys and girls? You fill it with pictures of places you'd rather be and people you'd rather be around. It's enough to drive a person mad. I think we should all agree that an office job is just a small group of people quietly agreeing not to kill each other every day. That's all it is. I was at a meeting at that job, hanging out with some other coworkers and my boss said, we need to talk about what we should do if an active shooter comes into the building. I thought I knew the answer to that. I raised my hand and said, I don't know, stand up and wait? Is that an option? Is that... Anyways, I have a new job now. Turns out they don't approve of that kind of behavior. Speaking of shooters, though, have you guys noticed that the majority of the mass shooters are skinny white guys? Have you guys ever noticed that? It's weird. Pretty good time to be a fat white guy, huh? Yeah. Be honest. I came out here, you guys were like, worst case scenario, he'll bring out a sandwich. He's fine. Maybe he'll share the sandwich with us. I don't know. I'm not gonna share the sandwich. Sorry. Oh, man. Because I think what happens is fit people take their hate and they press it outwards. They use it against other people. You know what fat people do? Fat people eat our hate. Delicious hate. Like all this, Mexicans, fucking Mexicans. No, I'm not mad at them. I can't stop eating their food. It's amazing. It's so good. Dude, did you know that they have sour cream? You can put that shit on anything, you guys. Anything. I've been having it on cereal. It's amazing. Oh, so good. Oh, I don't know how I can stand it. Oh, man. But you know who fat people hate? Everybody hates fat people. Who do fat people hate? That's right. Other fatter people. That's who we hate. That's who we hate. Screw you, 400-pound man. You're the reason I can't get laid. You're the problem here. I was on YouTube the other day, and I decided to go ahead and look up some information on dieting. I love looking into dieting advice. I never follow it, but I love reading about it and fantasizing about it. But I'm watching this video, and I'm starting to actually get inspired by what this guy is talking about, right? And then he pronounces pasta like pasta, and I couldn't fucking take him seriously anymore. I'm like, how am I supposed to take life advice from you when you can't even pronounce basic foods correctly, right? No, dieting's the worst, though. It's always, you don't get to have something amazing, and in return, you get something awful for it. Like, it's never like, you can't have cheese anymore, but you can legally punch unattended children. Like, no. That would be worth it, right? That would be worth it. I watched this one video and they were like, oh, don't worry, instead of regular pasta, you can have zucchini pasta. I'm like, sure, and instead of ice cream, I could just punch myself repeatedly in the dick. Wouldn't that be great? Sounds like a nice alternative, doesn't it? Oh my God. Instead of sugar, I could just contemplate my insignificant place in the universe and how nothing I ever do will ever make any difference whatsoever. Everyone I know and love will die alone. It's really hard to overeat when you're having an existential crisis, is my point. Turns out that works pretty well. That works pretty well to curb the old appetite. Oh, man. Is there anything better in the world than a hug from a big fat guy? The answer is no. I'll answer for you. The answer is no. Just a 300-pound teddy bear nuzzling up to you. Oh, so good. And if he's got a beard, oh, forget about it. You're in heaven. Oh, yes. Every whisker whispering, you're safe here. Oh, yes. So good. So good. You ever try to hug a skinny guy? Ugh. Fucking gross. Gross. It's like trying to dry hump a belt sander. It's just... It's like spooning with a deck chair. It's awful. It's the worst. Hugging a skinny guy just feels wrong, like kissing your sister in front of your dad, right? Like having your bar mitzvah at a Klan rally. It's not good. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. Funny thing is, I didn't even realize I had a weight problem until I noticed that no matter what I would order at a restaurant, they would always give me a side of gravy with it. Every time. I'm like, I ordered iced tea. They're like, drink the gravy, Jerm. Here you go. We put it in a shot glass on purpose, buddy. Here you go. Help yourself. Oh, my goodness gracious sakes alive. I recently realized that underneath all this, I have the body of like a 93-year-old man, you guys. Yeah, pretty fit, feeling good. Here's how I found that out, though. I was headed to the bank one day. I park my car. I need to use the ATM. I get out of my car, and I see a gentleman crossing to the ATM who had to have been older than racism, ladies and gentlemen. Older than the invention of racism. He's crossing to the ATM. I thought, I got shit to do today. I'm going to beat this guy. I can do this. But you know what? He beat me to the ATM, you guys. He beat me to the ATM. Now, in my defense, if the battery on my mobility scooter had been fully charged, probably could have beaten him. Probably could have taken him. Could have been good. Could have been a good thing. Went to see my doctor recently, got some really, really bad news, you guys. Yeah. Turns out that playing video games doesn't count as exercise. It doesn't matter how much I sweat. Yeah, no. It's a shame. It's a shame. Saw another doctor and learned something else about myself, and that's this. Apparently how comfortable I am with a complete stranger touching my genitals depends highly on whether or not they're wearing rubber gloves. Turns out you got rubber gloves on, have at it. Slap it around if you want. Go ahead. But in my defense, he's an excellent dentist. He really is. He's really good. He's really, really good. Soft hands, beautiful eyes. He always insists on gassing me. That's the weird thing. I'm like, I'm here for a cleaning. He's like, take it like a good girl. So just to get personal for a moment, I want to tell you guys a story about my youth. When I was 15 years old, I got caught masturbating by my mother. Yeah. I don't recommend it. Not fun for anybody involved, for the record. I had my silk sheets on the bed. I had my scented candles lit. I had the notebook on the DVD player. I do it my way. You do it your way, okay? But my mom burst in the room. She's like, Jerm, your favorite show's on. Oh my God, you're putting on a little show of your own. Oh no. Now, she was traumatized, but I was 15, so when she left the room, I completed my objective, as you do. As you do. But anybody else here ever been caught masturbating by my mom? Yeah? Yeah. Stay off her lawn. If you do it, she's gonna watch. She can't help herself. At this point, it's entrapment. I think we can all agree. So lately, I've noticed that my wife has been keeping her sex toys in my clothing drawer. Yeah. Little worried she might be trying to phase me out of the relationship at this point. I'm telling you, if they ever develop a vibrator that can kill spiders and break promises, it's over. It's over for Jerm. Game over for old Jerm at that point. Oh, man. And don't tell my wife this, but being sent to the couch when you're in trouble in a relationship is the dumbest punishment anybody's ever devised. Don't tell her that I said this. She's right there. Don't tell her that I said this. But here's how it goes. I can't believe you said that to me. You gotta sleep on the couch tonight. Okay, let me get this straight. I get the whole couch. And I get all the blankets and pillows and covers. And I'm near all my video games and my porn. Yes, I did call you a bitch, absolutely. And your best friend is also a bitch. I will sleep on this couch all week long. Get the best rest of my life. Yes, 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 yes. Do you guys remember Bane from the third Christopher Nolan Batman movie? Remember him? Oh, he's a fun villain, right? He has such a unique and interesting voice, and I love doing an impression of Bane's voice. But recently my wife started doing it as well. But here's the thing, she likes to do it during sex, you guys. So we're getting frisky, and all of a sudden I hear, "Do you have an erection now, Batman?" You merely adopted the pussy. I was born with it. Like, that's... Yeah. That's the one that makes me come, you guys. That's the one that gets me. She's really good. She really knows what she's doing. Anybody else have a weird opinion of sex based off of watching porn at a young age growing up? Anybody else have that issue? Oh, all of us. A few of you are like, pornography, what's that, an Italian dish? I'll have my pornography with marinara, please. Don't forget the breadsticks. So it wasn't until the first time that I orgasmed that I realized that coming was not an angry experience. Yeah. Because a lot of guys in porn do what I call the rage-gasm. They're just like, fuck you, Linda! Right? Right, they're always mad at their ex-wife, Linda. You guys, we're on the same... You guys don't watch a lot of Linda-based porn, I take it. That's all right. You guys are missing out. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Lately, I've noticed, I must be getting older, because lately I've noticed that I've been having empathy for the women in the porn that I watch. It's weird. I go from daddy to dad really quickly. Like, it's very strange. I'm just like, sure, she can take 3 dicks at once, but how many dicks to achieve her dreams? Or he should be wearing a condom, right? Or, ooh, her nipples are hard. Must be chilly in there. Somebody get her a light sweater. Yes. Poor little thing. Poor little thing. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness gracious sakes alive. All right, I hope you guys are having fun, because it's going to get weird. It's going to get real weird. So, I was fooling around with my wife the other day, and she said something I've never heard a woman say during sex. She said, "Oh, yeah, fuck me, Dad." Yeah. Not daddy, which, by the way, we've all given daddy a pass. We're just like, it's like it's a little girl. It's fun. Fuck it. Go ahead. But she said, oh yeah, fuck me, Dad. And I choked on my spit a little bit, but she must have thought I was into it because she just tripled down, you guys. She's like, yeah, fuck me, Dad. Fuck me like I got straight A's and you're taking me to a Taylor Swift concert. Like, oh. Jeepers. Fuck me like it's after Thanksgiving dinner and you just fell asleep in the recliner. Like, oh, yeah. Fuck me like we're going out for frozen yogurt because we're both mad at Mom. That's the one that made me come, you guys. That's the one that got me. She knows me. She knows me. The other day, my wife said to me, I want to watch you stroke it. I was like, what? She's like, I want to watch you stroke it. I'm like, first of all, no, you don't. Not at all. Whatever sick fantasy you have is gonna be nothing like that, sister, trust me. When a woman masturbates, it's beautiful. She's exploring her body. There's like a deer drinking from a stream and butterflies. It's magic. But watching a guy masturbate is like watching a slow zoom in on a teenage girl's face as Judge Judy bitches at her. Like, that's scared and sweating, just, it's not good. It's not good. The only thing sadder than watching a man masturbating is being a man masturbating. And if he can't get hard, then you're just watching 30 minutes of a man pounding on bubblegum. It's the worst. It's disgusting. You don't want to see that. You don't want to be a part of that. It's not good. It's not good. Do you ever think about the disparaging difference in the amount of time and research and money that goes into sex toys for women versus sex toys for men? I think about it. It's kind of my job. I like to imagine a boardroom full of sweaty business people in suits, and the CEO stands up and he's like, oh, it's almost dildo season. Simmons, what do you have for the women this year? Simmons stands up, he's got charts and scientists behind him. He's like, well, we've got a dildo that the head of it spins around while it's inside of her. It's got little feelers that come out and shock her on the butthole while she uses it. My God, Simmons, you're gonna be CEO someday. Johnson, what do we have for the men? Johnson stands up, he's like, well, we got a rubber sock they can fuck, I guess. That's as far as we got, sir. You're right where you're supposed to be, Johnson. Well done. Well done, sir. Why? Because it's not difficult to make a man orgasm, you guys. I've accidentally come more times than anyone's intentionally made me orgasm. Twice during the dad sex joke a little bit earlier. No, anything can make a man come. A strong breeze. Ariana Grande on the radio. Heard, you know. It's rough. It's rough. Must be weird to work in a sex shop, right? That must be a trip for a number of reasons. One reason that I'm concerned about it is people have to try and return things, right? That is disgusting. People are gross. I imagine a sex shop employee, a woman sitting behind the counter, and a man walks in and he slides a butt plug across the counter and he's like, I'd like to return this. She's like, well, what seems to be the problem, sir? He's like, well, my eyes were bigger than my anus on this one. Yeah, a little too big for the old beehole. A little too tight for the old poop and shoot. Yep. I once saw a mural of Jesus Christ on the wall in a sex shop. Not who you want to see in that situation, right? Jesus just like, seriously, I died for your sins, so you could put that up your ass. Really? Is this where you want to be when I come back? Is it? He's not coming back. He's not coming back. So, we've all determined that the Christian God is a man, right? We've all determined that. That's just the decision that society has made. It makes sense, too, because man is the being that creates life. Oh, wait, that's women. Oh, that's right, I forgot. But people like to ask the question, how big is God's dick? That's a good question. Now, if you ask a Christian, they say, oh, it's all-encompassing, it's huge. You're actually living on God's dick right now. His balls are the moon. But if you ask an atheist, they'll have a different answer. They'll say, wait a minute, let me get this straight. He created the heavens and the earth and all the creatures and the plants and things. Don't you think he might be trying to compensate for something just a little bit? Just a little bit, yeah. Little teeny tiny penis on God, that's fun. That's fun. You want to know how I know that God doesn't exist, by the way? Ugly babies, that's right, ugly babies. There's a lot of them out there, most of them Caucasian, I think we can all agree. Yep. Something that we're supposed to love and nurture and you just want to kick it into a well, like that's not good. I've given some thought to what I'm gonna do if I have an ugly baby, which is almost guaranteed. I think if you look at me, you can tell that. And I've decided what I'm gonna do is just drive up an old dusty highway road and leave the baby on the side of the road. Aw, fictional baby, no. Worst case scenario, a coyote comes, drags the baby off, eats it. Oh no, sad times. Best case scenario, same coyote, drags the baby off, raises it for me. Boom, coyote kid, fucking nailed it, yes! Problem solved for old Jerm at that point, boys and girls. So I'm not worried about the afterlife. I'm not worried about going to hell specifically. What I am worried about is you show up in the afterlife and they direct you to a seat in front of a TV screen and they pop a DVD into the DVD player. And you're like, oh, are you gonna show me like amazing moments from my life? That'd be awesome. And they're like, no. They push play and it's just every awkward white guy high five or handshake you've ever done in your life. It's just a super cut of every time you wish you hadn't done it. Like every black guy that was like, seriously, dude? Why? And then they take the DVD out of the player and they put in a second DVD and you're like, oh, now I get to see like times with my loved ones that I can never get back, right? And they're like, no. They push play and it's every fucked up sex position you tried in a hotel room. Like just so awful, you're on your back, you've hurt your leg, like it's a super cut of every lover, like, I don't know why he even tried that. He's not that limber, that's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Why is it that older racist people always walk up to you saying racist shit like they just know you're gonna agree with them? Have you guys ever noticed that? They're always like, you know, black people, blah, 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 blah. I don't know what makes them think that I'm going to their Klan rally, but I'm not. I got other things to do. My bar mitzvah's somewhere else. No, but I don't get why they do that. What I like to do when people, old racists, come up to me and talk to me like that is I like to make up even more ridiculous racial stereotypes. Just like, you know what they say about those Chinese people? They're always befriending falcons. Yep. You know what they say about black people? They're always chasing gold doubloons and singing sea shanties. Yar! Eventually I just describe pirates because these idiots don't know the fucking difference. They're just... And I'm a big proponent of free speech. I think it's really important that people are able to express themselves. That being said, unfortunately, there's a lot of shitheads out there that want to say really hurtful things and use free speech to hide behind. I know how we can fix this, though, you guys. We make a rule that you can say whatever hateful, bigoted shit you want, provided you say it in the voice of a 5-year-old child. Right? Then you get people saying things like, oh, the problem with this country is all the Mexican immigrations. Somebody should build a wall. Oh, that's sweet, honey. You go sit down. You go sit down over there, we'll get you a juice box. Talking to someone, they're just like, you know, I've looked around the country and there's a lot of problems going on, and I think most of it's the gay agenda. They're trying to make all our children trans, you guys. Oh, that's sad. That's sad. So, speaking of homophobia, I love... That's a weird segue, I'll give you that. I love my male friends. I love all my male friends. They mean the world to me, and I think it's silly that men are told not to show affection to their male friends. I love my male friends. It doesn't mean I'm gonna give them hand jobs, you guys. I do it because I like the look of surprise on their face, and there's a difference. There's a difference, you guys. Oh my goodness gracious. 2021 was a really big year for me, you guys. I don't know about the rest of you, but I tried some new things in 2021. Tried sushi for the first time. Pretty good. Not bad, yeah. Went to my first orgy. Yeah. It was over Zoom. Not quite as much fun as I'd been led to believe. Turns out all an orgy is 6 guys awkwardly masturbating by themselves while 2 women put on eye makeup and look annoyed. That's all an orgy is, for those of you that didn't know that. Have you guys ever Googled something that's so fucked up that Google just pauses and looks at you like, seriously? It's what I call the disapproving mom feature. You type it in, you hit enter, and Google's like, oh, honey, grandma's in the other room. Let's not talk about that right now. No. I typed in celebrities touching dicks. We've all been there. I don't need to explain it. I know that. But I type in celebrities touching dicks, and Google says, did you mean celebrities touching ducks? First I was annoyed, but then I started thinking, I'm like, you know what, Google? You know me now. Bring on those duck pics. Just 45 minutes of Will Smith petting a duck. Oh my God. Never came so hard in my life. Oh man. A lot of people are worried about artificial intelligence taking over, and I personally am not worried about that. People like to say things like, AI can write a college-level paper. So can my 8-year-old nephew if you give him enough Ritalin. I don't fucking care. I mean, they're all gonna be about Fortnite, every paper, but what are you gonna do? Anyways, the reason I'm not worried about AI taking over is because AI can't even handle autocorrect on my phone correctly. The other night, I was sexting with my wife. Yeah, we get freaky what? I sent my wife a really dirty message, and I was waiting for her to respond, and she did not get back to me for several minutes. And eventually I decided to check the message. Turns out my phone autocorrected the word cock to chicken. Yeah. So I sent my wife a message that said, you're a dirty little slut that needs to be filled with chicken. She was not aroused by that, you guys. She did not find that arousing whatsoever. Not only am I calling her a slut, but she's a hungry little slut, right? It's bad all over. Anyway, she brought home KFC, so I got to come twice that night. It was pretty good. Pretty good. Like I said, she knows me. Does anyone in this room have children? I mean kids you're actually related to in some way, not just ones dumb enough to get in your van. A couple of hands went down in the back. They usually do. They usually do. My mom's always trying to get me to have kids. And she's like, Jerm, there's just not enough entitled white people fucking up the planet, honey. We're losing our numbers. You've got to get out there, sweetheart. I don't get where she thinks I should be in charge of another living human being. I can't even handle the anxiety of watching someone else make me a burrito, you guys. Just like, more cheese, more sour cream, fuck it, you gotta start over. You gotta start over. I gotta take a Xanax before I go to Chipotle, is my point. It's the only, oh, we're going to Chipotle, give me 20 minutes, no problem. No, but I don't get why anyone would want to have children because they're essentially just pets that will grow up and be able to tell people how fucked up you are, right? That's the worst idea ever. Like, if my cats could talk, I'd have to kill every one of them because they know too much and they've seen too many things. I can't afford the therapy, if I'm honest. Freaking kids, man. And another thing, please stop giving your pets human names. Please stop naming your pets human names. It's ridiculous. This is my cat, Kevin. No, it isn't. That's ridiculous. That's Mr. Wigglebottom. That's Chairman Meow, but that's not Kevin. This is my dog, Sharon. Like, all right, whatever you say. It gets confusing because you say things like, oh, Kevin must have gotten out last night. He was outside my window yelling all night long. Dude, get a new roommate. What's going on over there with Kevin? Or Sharon must have been upset. She took a big shit on the kitchen floor. Dude, break up with her. You're not going to get your deposit back. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. People like to say, my pets are my kids. Really, your pets are your kids. Have you ever tried to teach a toddler to use a litter box? Have you? Tried to teach a cat to wash dishes? They suck at it. They're terrible at it. It's no good. It's no good. Long, long ago, boys and girls, I worked at a place called Chuck E. Cheese. Do you guys remember Chuck E. Cheese? Yeah, toddler Las Vegas. That's what that place was. Every time I drive by Chuck E. Cheese, I'd see a 5-year-old kid out front like, hey, man, just give me a couple of tokens. Gotta get back on my feet. But I was literally the bouncer at Chuck E. Cheese. I was the bouncer. I kept the drunk parents out, kept the drunk kids in. Stay in, you little shits. But we had a rule at Chuck E. Cheese that if you were a new employee, you had to dress up as Chucky as soon as possible, just to solidify the terrible life choice you made by working there. And one day we had this huge birthday party. There must have been 58-year-old kids at this birthday party. We had a new employee there. We made him go in the back. He puts on the suit. He learns the birthday dance. He steps out to the party. Hi, kids! Immediately gets punched in the testicles by a child, you guys. Immediately. Sweep the leg, Johnny. It was fucked up. It was bad. Now, you'd think that was the funniest thing you ever saw, but no, Chuck E. Cheese starts swinging and punching 8-year-olds, screaming, I'm not going back to jail! Which is a weird thing to yell when you're hitting a child. But needless to say, he never had to be Chuck E. Cheese again, and rightly so. Another reason not to have kids is because if you have kids, you have to go to graduations, right? The longest, most boring, awful thing ever, a graduation. The other day, a friend of mine called me. He's like, hey, man, do you want to come to my son's graduation? I hung up. I don't even fucking talk to the guy anymore. I don't have time for that. No. I gotta hope that if I have a kid, that it just grows up to be a listless fucking waste. So I don't ever have to go to a graduation. That's what I'm hoping for. Shouldn't be hard if I raise her. All right, so all that stuff about not wanting kids, bullshit. I had my first kid this year, back in February, you guys. Thank you. Thank you. I have proof that I've had sex. Just once, though. It's only proof of once. She's like, do I have the baby? Yeah, you're sleeping on the couch for the rest of our marriage. That is where you go, sir. One thing I wasn't prepared for is once the baby was born, we started seeing what they call lactation consultants. And what those are essentially is a medical professional, usually female, that helps new mothers learn how to properly breastfeed. It's a very important service to offer. What I wasn't prepared for, though, was that I would be seeing young women in their 20s gently caressing my wife's naked breasts at every appointment. And I don't know about the rest of you fellas, but I only have one frame of reference for situations like that. So every appointment's like, okay, if you just lift the breast right here and grab the nipple, and if you just raise it and squeeze right there, and I'm leaning forward like, all right, now smell her a little bit. Now kiss, go ahead and kiss. Needless to say, I wasn't allowed to go to the appointments for very long. Eventually, she decided she could just go without me. Yeah. So I love my daughter. She's about 9 months old now, and she's really talented. I'm actually quite impressed with her. She's what I call a poop ventriloquist. A poop ventriloquist, that's right. What I mean by that is she can let the most disgusting, loud, smelliest fart you've ever heard or smelled in your entire life. I'm talking like a 48-year-old truck driver fart coming out of this tiny little baby. And I will check her diaper, and there's nothing in there, you guys. Then I check my pants, I shit my pants. I don't know how she does it. I do not know how she does it. She's a little wizard. She's a little wizard. So, for those of you that don't have children, all a baby really is a new way for you to be passive-aggressive with your partner. That's all it is. My wife will pick up the baby and be like, "Sweetheart, Mommy loves you so much. You're so beautiful. And if Daddy would do the fucking dishwasher, maybe we could have dinner tonight. Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be nice?" I'm like, "Sweetheart, let me see the baby real quick." "Hi, baby. Daddy loves you so much. And if Mommy would get off Daddy's ass and suck his dick more than once a month, maybe we could..." "What? What's that, sweetheart?" "Oh, no, I'm talking to the baby. I'm talking to the baby, honey. It's a private conversation, so fucking mind your own business, please." Oh, my God. Some of you have kids and you're like, "Yeah, that's exactly how it is. That's right." So, Halloween just happened and I got to do something really fun as a new parent, something that I always wanted to do and the fat guy in me loves. I got to take my baby trick-or-treating so that I can eat the candy. Yeah! Woo! Every single house, I'm like, "Yeah, that's what she's dressed as. What are those, Skittles? Get those the hell out of here." "She likes peanut butter cups. Put those in there. Extra chocolate. Thank you." Why do people give out raisins? That is just the worst. How much do you hate children when you give out raisins at Halloween? The only thing worse than that was when I was a kid, I remember one house gave out dimes. A single dime. And I was like 14. I needed money for weed. I went back to that house 57 fucking times. It was the only way. So another weird thing about being a parent is all of the toys you buy play nursery rhymes. So you're constantly hearing nursery rhymes playing in the house. And it starts to affect your ability to do adult things. For example, you've never lived until you've seen a striptease to Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Just twinkle, twinkle, little star. All right, I'll be honest, that wasn't worth the reaction I got, me doing it. Not worth it. Not worth it at all. Mistakes were made. So the other day on the side of the road, I saw a large truck with a redneck behind the wheel, and on the back bumper was a Lifetime television bumper sticker, you guys. For those of you that don't know, Lifetime is television for women. It's, whatever. But the point is, this redneck guy had that sticker on his truck, and I want to meet this dude, right? He's got some ideas. He's a progressive dude. You meet him in a bar, and he's just like, "Hey, man, how's it going? My name's Buck. I like drinking, hunting, fighting, and fucking. But if I'm honest, my favorite way to spend a Saturday afternoon is wrapped up in a bathrobe with a bottle of wine, watching a movie about a woman finding her strength and leaving an abusive husband. That's all I want to do. Maybe after that we'll go deer hunting, we'll see, but first I'm going to watch Not Without My Baby." That's what it's called. It's a good movie. Good times. I recently realized that I'm a lot like a bra, you guys. A lot like a bra. I consider it my life's purpose to touch breasts, first of all. And most women cannot wait to get me off of them. So very similar to a bra. I think we can all agree there. Oh, man. So I do believe that there needs to be more equality between the genders. Absolutely. And I want to share something. As a proponent of equality, I want to share something with the men in the room. Men in the room, just because you buy a woman dinner does not mean she's got to sleep with you. Okay? Women in the room, just because you sleep with a guy does not mean he's got to buy you dinner. Okay? Okay. If we all just buy our own dinners, I think we can conquer all these gender issues. I really do. Just buy your own damn dinner. It's easy. It's easy peasy. No, I do believe that women deserve equal rights, but I think you guys start asking for stuff that's a little too difficult to reach. Maybe start with something more tangible. Like, I don't know, pockets in your clothing? Wouldn't that be neat? To have pockets? Instead of a 65-pound prospector sack you're just carrying everywhere you go, blowing your shoulder out like a fucking linebacker every day. I don't get it. Every time I've looked inside of a purse, it's insanity. It's like a miniature Costco. The top layer makes sense. It's like a wallet, some makeup, keys, things like that. But the further you go, the more it becomes a damn archaeological dig. The entire second to last layer is nothing but loose pills and foreign coins. Like, what the fuck? You've never even been to Spain. Why do you have these? Bottom layer's nothing but cigarette butts and D batteries. Like, what the hell is... What do you need all those D batteries for? I know what you need them for. I do. Because the A's don't last as long, do they? Oh, man. And another thing, women, why do you have 57 different chapsticks on you at all times? That is weird. That is weird. I don't know what makes your lips drier than a crouton in a sandstorm, but that shit is ridiculous. My wife hides them all over the apartment. I find them constantly. It's ridiculous. One time I told this joke, though, and a woman in the audience said, "Which lips?" I said, "Lady, if you're putting Blistex on your labia, then you have more problems than I can address at this point." I mean, sure, putting wintertime mint on there might be fun because when somebody goes down and you give them a taste of Christmas, but at what cost? At what cost? That's all I'm saying. So you guys know that Superman gets his power from exposure to Earth's yellow sun, right? You guys are cool, you know that. I don't need to explain that. You ever wonder if maybe you're a person with superpowers, but you just never get enough sun to fucking activate them? That's how I feel. I'm worried I just need to go out more. Who's that? That's average overweight man. Oh, okay. Faster than a walking librarian. Able to lift 2 bags of groceries at once. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't think I'm a superhero. I don't think it worked out. I was driving down the road the other day, and on the side of the road, I saw a sign that said, "Up ahead, fresh produce." I was like, okay. Kept driving, and I saw another sign that said, "And snow cones." I was like, you fucking got me, fresh produce. Well played indeed. But what if as I was driving, the signs just kept getting better and better and better? Like, up ahead, fresh produce. Meh. And snow cones. Okay. And free puppies. What? And skilled hand jobs. And the love and respect of your father. Just immediately pull over for daddy's love, as you do. As you do. A couple of years back, my wife and I decided we wanted to sell some stuff at the local flea market. You guys might have heard of the flea market. It's the yard sale mall. That's what that place is. That's all it is. And in order to sell stuff at the flea market for 2 days, we had to pay $40. And in 2 days, we made $8. Yeah. So we paid $32 to hang out at the flea market for 2 days, you guys. Financial mistakes were made, is my point. Now when I get paid, I hand it directly to my wife. She's like, remember the flea market? I'm like, take it all. Fucking go ahead. It's my fault. It's all my fault. I was thinking about it the other day, and gambling is the only form, casino gambling is the only form of addiction where you get prizes if you do it enough. Right? You spend a bunch of money at our casino. Here's a free hotel room, you degenerate. Come on, come back. But what if other forms of addiction work that way too? Like you go to your meth dealer's house and he's like, hey man, you spent over $250 on meth this month. Here's a disassembled DVD player. Yeah, take that home. Put that back together. That's fun, right? If you spend $500, I'll give you 2/3 of a bicycle. Won't that be nice? Yeah. You can ride around on another bike carrying it. Nobody knows you stole that. Don't worry. Nobody has any idea. It's another day in Tweakertown. Oh, man. I do have an addiction to gambling. It's not casino gambling, though. I like to go to the dollar store and buy stuff just to see if it works right. Anybody else ever do that? Got like a dollar store calculator. It only says 8s across the display no matter what you type in. I'm like, I'm so good at math now. Do you know what they have? Oh my gosh. At the dollar store, they have pregnancy tests. Did you guys know that? Yeah. Dollar store pregnancy test for when you sort of want to know. Dollar store pregnancy test. The only pregnancy test with a maybe option. That's fun. Yeah. They also sell drug tests at the dollar store. And if I was still a teenager smoking weed, that would be the drug test I'd want my mom to buy for me. She's just like, Jerm, let me see here. Well, you tested negative for marijuana, but you are pregnant. I don't know what the hell's going on. This is ridiculous. Either way, you're grounded, honey. You're grounded. I'm an older dude, and I have younger friends. And the problem with being an older person who has younger friends is they always want to go out and party all night, and I want to be home by 10:30. That's the way I am. So my friends are like, do you want to go out drinking? I'm like, dude, I don't know how you do this. If I have drinks past 10 o'clock at night, I wake up 2 weeks later running coke out of a whorehouse in Mexico. Like, I don't completely lose track of time, and I don't know what's going on, right? My friends are like, do you want to go out drinking? I'm like, I can't. The Diaz cartel's gunning for me, and I got to turn state's evidence for the DEA. I don't know. I don't know. On the way home from Humboldt last year, my wife and I hit a bear with our car. Yeah, hit a fucking bear. Pretty crazy stuff, kids. Now, we never got contacted by a lawyer, so we assume the bear is just fine. We don't know for sure. But we pull over immediately after hitting the bear, and I'm like, sweetheart, stay in the car. I'm going to get out and assess the damage. Just in case the bear's still out there, stay in the car. I step out of the car. The moment my feet hit the asphalt, my wife gets out of the car. Where's the bear? What's going on? I'll give it CPR. I'm like, do you know bear CPR? She's like, no, I know deer CPR. It's probably close. Like, what? Okay. All right. I'm pretty sure it was a bear. It might have been like a person that turns into a bear on a full moon. You know, a bear wolf. Right? A bear wolf. Anyways, do you guys like smoking marijuana? Woo! It's not the 9th grade. We don't need to cheer, everybody. It's legal now. We smoke weed just as much as we used to, except now we do it in front of cops. Like, that's the only thing that changed in California. Oh, man. But I can tell you guys are my kind of people, because half of you are higher than my cholesterol right now. And that means a lot to me. That touches me deep in my heart. I appreciate that. You might look at me and be able to tell that I suffer from one of the main symptoms of people that like to smoke pot, right? I'm an excellent dancer. Thank you for noticing. Yes. Light on my feet, nowhere else. Oh, goodness gracious. Some people like to mix alcohol and weed, get faded, right? Some people like to do that, not me. I don't have a problem with it. It's just, I don't think alcohol and weed should ever be roommates in our stomach, that's all. Because marijuana is always dirty in all the dishes and alcohol is always pissing in the sink. Like, it's not gonna be good for anybody. They're not gonna get their deposit back is my fucking point here. Oh man. My wife likes to smoke weed too, which if you get the chance, please get in a romantic relationship with someone else that smokes pot. It's the best. Yeah. Why? Because I can win any argument simply by baking cinnamon rolls, you guys. She's like, I can't believe you said that, you son of a... Oh my God, is that cinnamon? I'll have mine with extra frosting, thank you. I'll be over here watching true crime documentaries. Just plotting how I'm gonna kill you. I'm like bringing her the cinnamon roll. She's like, look, honey, this one cut her husband's penis off. That could... What do you think? I could do that, right? Oh, Jesus. All right, okay. Anybody else have a friend growing up that liked to get stoned at the most inopportune times? If you don't, you might be that friend. That's all there is to it. I had a buddy named Dave growing up, and he liked to get high before gym class in high school. We'd go smoke a huge blunt, and he'd be like, let's go back to class. Because exactly what I want to do after getting super blazed is try to run a mile while a recently divorced alcoholic rides alongside me in a golf cart screaming at me. It's exactly what I want. Thank you, sir. I'm feeling very good. Thank you. Keep yelling. That's helping me run. That's good. Another time, it's the day of my grandmother's funeral. And once again, Dave pulls me aside. He's like, man, it's going to be a stressful day. It is. So, we should smoke this blunt. And like a genius, I smoked that blunt. Fast forward to a half hour later, I'm standing by my grandmother's coffin. And instead of having like a beautiful, peaceful, mournful moment with her, all I can think is, oh shit, I still owe Grandma $12. She is definitely gonna haunt me, you guys. This is fucked. This is fucked. So sometimes I like to get stoned and then play a little joke on my sober self later. I think a lot of us do that. The other day I was ordering pizza, super baked, from a place I'd never ordered from. I give them my telephone number. They're like, give us a name to put on the account so we know what to call you. And I'm like, think about it for a moment. I'm like, put in jam sandwiches. They're like, are you serious? I'm like, no, don't give me a chance to change my mind. Write that down immediately. Fast forward to 2 weeks later, I'm with coworkers at my office job. I put the phone on speakerphone. I'm ordering pizza. You know, sausage, double cheese, blah, blah, blah. Is this jam sandwiches? Oh, you got me, Stone Germ. Crafty son of a bitch. He got me. Jam Sammies, that's me, baby. So I love pot. There's so many different pot strains now. Have you guys noticed that? There's just hundreds of different types of weed. It's amazing. There's like Silver Pearl and White Rhino and Hippie Crippler. There's like an amazing number of different strains of pot. It's pretty awesome. It's like my own personal adult Pokemon. Gotta smoke them all, right? Gotta try as many as I can get my hands on. But what if they started naming pot strains something more indicative of people that actually smoke marijuana? Wouldn't that be interesting? Like, what's that strain called? Oh, this one? It's called Cereal for Dinner. Oh my God. Yes, I will try that. That sounds delicious. What's that one called? Oh, this one's called My Girlfriend Pays Most of My Bills. Like, I've tried that one. I love that one. My girlfriend hates it. I don't know why. She doesn't care for it. It's weird. I've noticed that I've been judging people that do other drugs without a hint of irony about what a huge pothead I am, though. Just like, he's already drunk at 4 o'clock in the afternoon? What a piece of shit. Looking sad. Dude's an alcoholic right there, man. That's a bummer. Oh, shit. About 10 o'clock at night, a few weeks ago, a guy claiming to be my neighbor knocks on my apartment door. Never met him before in my life. He's like, hey, dude, I live in number 56. Do you want to smoke some weed, bro? I'm like, who the hell are you, and when did it become okay to go door to door asking people to do drugs with you? Because that's amazing. That's fucking awesome. Back in my day, arrested immediately if you tried that. Mr. Johnson next door did not want to do LSD with you. It didn't matter how many times you asked him, right? So at first I'm irritated. It's 10 o'clock at night. This dude I don't know is knocking on my apartment door asking me to smoke weed. But then I started thinking, I'm like, wait a minute. You Jehovah's Witnesses are getting pretty crafty. It's a good scam. You want to talk about Jesus? No, thank you. You want to smoke a joint? I guess we can hang out. Come on in. Tell me about zombie Jesus. That's scary. Oh, man. You guys, have you ever stood in line at a fast food place for so long that you realize that if your inner monologue was accompanied by a sad violin, it would sound like an old Civil War letter? Just standing in line like, my dearest Cordelia, I can't help but think of your beautiful powdery bosom and all the times we used to have. Do tell your sister Constance I say hello. I remember how we used to go walking through the poser fields, just me and you and your mother. Anyways, Cordelia, I must tell you, I'm at my local Taco Bell, and the man in front of me just ordered 57 tacos. I fear I may fade away before I see your beautiful powdered bosom again. Anyways, please feed the dog and tape RuPaul's Drag Race for me, just in case. I don't want to miss it. Sincerely, Corporal Harold Ferguson III, United States Union Army. Anyways, I've been Jerm Leather. You guys have been a wonderful audience. Thank you. Thank you. I want you to know I love each and every one of you, and I'm willing to have illegitimate children with all of you, okay? All right. I love you. Good night.